So, what's up, guys? It's Alex here, and today we're talking about something that could literally change the entire trajectory of your life. I'm talking about the financial moves you absolutely positively must make before you turn 30. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, I'm in my 20s, I have time, let me just enjoy my avocado toast in peace. But here's the thing, the small, seemingly insignificant steps you take with your money right now, in your 20s, have an outsized impact on your future wealth thanks to the magic of compound interest. Seriously, getting this right today is like planting a financial redwood tree that will provide shade for the rest of your life. These aren't just random tips I pulled out of a hat. These are the foundational pillars that separate the financially secure from those who are constantly stressed about money. Think about it. Wouldn't it be incredible to hit 30, not with a mountain of debt and anxiety, but with a solid net worth, a clear plan, and the freedom to make choices based on what you want, not just what you can afford? It's completely possible. And honestly, it's not nearly as complicated as you might think. We're going to break it down, step by step, into 7 actionable things you can start doing immediately. So, if you want to set yourself up for lifelong financial success, make sure you watch this entire video, because missing even one of these steps could cost you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars over your lifetime. No exaggeration. And hey, for the YouTube algorithm, it would be absolutely amazing if you could gently tap the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It costs you nothing, it takes 2 seconds, and it helps the channel out tremendously. Alright, with that said, let's get into the first, and arguably one of the most important financial must-dos before you turn 30. Alright, first up, and this is non-negotiable, you need to build an emergency fund. Think of this as your personal financial firefighter. You hope you never have to use it, but when your car's transmission suddenly decides to explode, or you have an unexpected medical bill, or your company announces surprise layoffs, you'll be so incredibly grateful it's there. An emergency fund is a stash of cash saved in a separate high-yield savings account that covers 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. I'm talking rent or mortgage, utilities, food, transportation, the absolute bare-bones stuff you need to survive. This isn't your vacation fund or your new iPhone fund. This money has one job and one job only, to save you from financial disaster. The reason this is so critical is because without it, any unexpected expense forces you to go into high-interest debt. That car repair goes on a credit card charging 25% APR, and suddenly a $2,000 problem turns into a $2,500 problem that you're chipping away at for years. It's a vicious cycle that keeps people poor. Having that cash buffer breaks the cycle. It gives you peace of mind, and more importantly, it gives you options. You won't have to make desperate decisions from a place of fear. So before you even think about investing or anything else we're going to talk about, your number one priority is to aggressively save until you have that 3 to 6 month cushion sitting there, ready to protect you. Once your emergency fund is in place, it's time to go to war. Your enemy? High-interest debt. I'm talking about credit card debt, personal loans, payday loans, any debt with an interest rate that's actively working against you every single day. Seriously, carrying a balance on a credit card with a 22% APR is like trying to run up an escalator that's going down. You're putting in all this effort just to stay in the same place, and the credit card company is getting rich off your interest payments. It is one of the single biggest wealth-destroying forces out there, and you need to treat it like the financial emergency it is. The strategy here is simple. List out all of your debts from the highest interest rate to the lowest. This is called the avalanche method. You'll make the minimum payments on all of them, but every single extra dollar you can find goes towards the debt with the highest interest rate. You throw everything you have at it until it's completely gone. Then, you take all the money you were paying on that first debt and roll it over to the next one on the list. This creates a snowball of payments that gets bigger and bigger, knocking out your debts faster and faster. Getting rid of this debt frees up your most powerful wealth-building tool, your income. Okay, with your emergency fund secure and your high-interest debt obliterated, now we get to the fun part, making your money work for you. You need to start investing for retirement, and you need to start yesterday. The single biggest advantage you have in your 20s is time. Thanks to the power of compound interest, every dollar you invest today is exponentially more valuable than a dollar you invest 10 or 20 years from now. Let me put it this way. If you invest $5,000 a year starting at age 25, you could have over $1 million by the time you're 65, assuming a modest return. But if you wait until you're 35 to start, you'd need to invest more than double that amount each year to catch up. The easiest way to get started is with a workplace retirement plan like a 401k, especially if your employer offers a match. An employer match is literally free money. If they match 100% of your contributions up to, say, 5% of your salary, you are getting an immediate 100% return on your investment. There is no other investment on earth that can guarantee that. If you don't have a 401k, open up a Roth IRA. With a Roth IRA, you contribute after-tax dollars, which means your investments grow completely tax-free, and you can withdraw them tax-free in retirement. Just start. Even if it's just $50 or $100 a month into a low-cost index fund. The habit is more important than the amount in the beginning. I know, the word budget makes people cringe. It sounds restrictive and boring, like you have to give up everything you enjoy. But please, hear me out. A budget is not about restriction, it's about intention. It's simply a plan for your money. It's you telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it all went at the end of the month. Without a budget, you're flying blind. You have no idea if you can afford that weekend trip or if you're overspending on takeout for the third week in a row. Tracking your spending is the first step to gaining control. It's a moment of truth that can be genuinely eye-opening. You don't need a complicated spreadsheet with a million formulas. You can use an app like Mint or YNAB, or even just a simple notebook. The goal is to track every dollar that comes in and every dollar that goes out for a month or two. Once you see the data, you can start making informed decisions. Maybe you realize you're spending $400 a month on coffee and lunches out. That's not a judgment. It's just information. You can then decide if that spending aligns with your values and goals. Maybe it does, but maybe you'd rather put that $400 towards paying off debt or investing. A budget gives you that power of choice. It's the GPS for your financial journey. Your credit score is like your financial report card, and believe me, people are going to be checking it. When you want to rent a nice apartment, get a car loan with a decent interest rate, or eventually buy a house, lenders are going to pull your credit report. A good score shows them that you're responsible and trustworthy with borrowed money, which means they'll be more willing to lend to you, and at much better terms. A bad score, on the other hand, can be incredibly expensive. It can lead to higher interest rates, higher insurance premiums, and even getting denied for an apartment. It literally costs you money to have bad credit. So, how do you build a good score? It's actually pretty simple. The two biggest factors are paying your bills on time, every single time, and keeping your credit utilization low. Credit utilization just means the percentage of your available credit that you're using. So if you have a credit card with a $1,000 limit and a $200 balance, your utilization is 20%. You want to keep this number below 30% and ideally below 10%. The easiest way to do this is to get a credit card. Even a secured card if you're just starting. Use it for a small recurring purchase like Netflix, and then set up auto pay to pay the statement balance in full every month. This builds a perfect payment history and shows responsible use, slowly but surely building that excellent score. This is a topic that's about as exciting as watching paint dry, but it is so incredibly important. Insurance is all about risk management. You're paying a small, predictable amount of money now to protect yourself from a potentially huge, financially devastating event later. Not having the right insurance is like walking a tightrope without a safety net. One slip-up, one piece of bad luck, can wipe out everything you've worked so hard to build. In your 20s, there are a few key types of insurance you absolutely need to have locked down. First and foremost is health insurance. In the United States, a single medical emergency without insurance can lead to bankruptcy. It's that simple. Beyond health insurance, if you rent, you need renter's insurance. It's shockingly cheap, often less than $20 a month, and it protects all of your personal belongings in case of theft, fire, or water damage. It also provides liability coverage if someone gets hurt in your apartment. You also need adequate auto insurance, not just the state minimum, to protect you in a serious accident. And finally, if you have anyone who depends on you financially, like a spouse or a child, you need to look into term life insurance. It's surprisingly affordable when you're young and healthy, and it provides a crucial safety net for your loved ones if the worst were to happen. Don't skip this step. Finally, none of this matters if you don't know why you're doing it. You need to set clear, specific, and motivating financial goals. Just saying I want to be rich is not a goal, it's a wish. A real goal is something like, I want to save a $20,000 down payment for a house in the next 4 years by saving $417 per month. See the difference? It's specific, measurable, and has a timeline. Having these goals is what will keep you going when you're tempted to splurge or when you get tired of tracking your expenses. It gives all the budgeting and saving a purpose. It's the why behind the what. I recommend having a mix of short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. A short-term goal might be building your $1,000 starter emergency fund in the next 3 months. A mid-term goal could be paying off your student loans in 5 years. And a long-term goal is the big one, retiring by a certain age with a specific amount of money invested. Write these goals down. Put them somewhere you can see them every day. This simple act makes them real and holds you accountable. When you have a clear vision for your financial future, it becomes so much easier to make the right choices in the present. Your goals become your roadmap to wealth. So there you have it, the 7 financial must-dos to set yourself up for life before you turn 30. We covered building your emergency fund, destroying high-interest debt, starting to invest, creating a budget, building your credit, getting insured, and setting clear goals. I know it can feel like a lot, but remember, you don't have to do it all at once. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The most important thing is that you start. It is never ever too early to take control of your finances, but it can very quickly become too late. The decisions you make today will echo for decades. Think about your future self, the person you'll be at 40, 50, and 60. That person will be so incredibly grateful to the 20-something version of you who had the discipline and foresight to get started. They will thank you for the financial peace, the security, and the freedom of choice that you gave them. The power to create that future is entirely in your hands right now. Don't put it off until tomorrow or next week or next year. Pick one thing from this video, just one, and take action on it today. Whether it's opening that high-yield savings account or downloading a budgeting app, just do something. Your brighter financial future is waiting for you, but you have to be the one to build it. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you got any value out of this video, please do me a huge favor and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe for more content just like this, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Let me know down in the comments which of these steps you're going to start working on first. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.